ladies and gents. Today, you and I are going to work on practicing comparing numbers on a number line. So let's go watch our visual learning video to get us started.
You can write numbers that are greater than or less than another number using a number line. What do greater than and less than mean? When a number is greater than another, it is a larger quantity. When a number is less than another, it is a lesser quantity. What number is 1 less than 325? 324 is 1 less than 325. How can you show that 324 is less than 325?
Let's try it. Decide whether each number is less than or greater than 325. Complete the open number line by moving each number into the correct place. So if we are at 325 and we want to go one less, we would be at 324. And then one less than 324 would be 323. Now, if we wanted to add one more to 325, that would be 326. And one more would be 327. They are in order from the least number, 323, to the greatest number, 327.
You can place 324 to the left of 325 on an open number line. 324 is less than 325. What number is 1 more than 325? 326 is 1 more than 325. What number is 2 more than 325?
Select your answer.
Well, 1 more than 325 is 326, and 1 more than that would be 327. So 2 more than 325 would be 327. We could also know this because 5 plus 2 more ones would be 7 ones. So 325 plus 2 more would be 327.
$327 is 2 more than 325. 327 is greater than 325. To show that 326 and 327 are greater than 325, you write the numbers in order from left to right on an open number line. You can find your own numbers that are greater than or less than a given set of numbers. The numbers between 323 and 326 are greater than 323 and less than 326. 325 is greater than 323 and less than 326. Now you know how to compare numbers using an open number line.
Great job!
Okay, let's go hop in our workbooks and do some practice. Okay, we're going to do the practice problems on page 560, so make sure you're on that page with your pencil, and once you are, you can go ahead and press play if you need to pause me. And it says, write a number to make each comparison correct. Draw a number line to help if needed. So our first one is some number is less than 467. Remember, that's how we read this sign, as less than. And we know that this sign is pointing towards the bigger number. So the number that we pick for over here needs to be smaller than 467. Now they already gave us a number and it was 461. And that is true because 461 is less than 467 on a number line. So if we put 467 down here, and we counted backwards, it would be 466, 465, 464, 463, 462, and 461. So we know that 461 is indeed smaller than or less than 467. Let's do number 2. Some number is less than 470. So here's how we could find a number to put in that opening to make it true. We can draw an open number line here, which means our numbers keep going in either direction. And we can put 470 on here. And ladies and gents, I'm putting 470 down here at the greater end because I know that the number I need to pick has to be less than, which means it's going to be over to the left on my number line. So 470. Well, let's think. What's 1 less than 470? We make one jump backwards. What's 1 less than 70? 69. So 469 would be 1 less than 470. Now, guess what? We don't have to go any farther. 469 is less than 470 because it's 1 less. Done. That easy. What about number 3? It says 132 is less than some number. So let's draw a quick number line here. Now, we are starting with the smaller number this time. So I'm going to put my 132 down here at this end, which I call like the lesser end, the smaller end. And then if we count on, we can find a number that is greater than 132 to go in our opening. So 1 more than 132 would be 133. Now I could stop there and I could write 133 in our opening, or I could keep going. So 1 more would be 134. And that is also a number that is greater than 132. So I'm going to write that one down. 134. And here's how we could read this. 132 is less than 134, and that is true. How about this one? Number 4, 263 is less than some number. So again, I'm going to draw my quick number line here. We have the smaller number, so I'm going to put it down here on the smaller end of our number line, 263. And now I'm just going to think, what's 1 more than 263? 264. So just like that, I know that 264 is greater than 263 because I can see its place on the number line, where my smaller numbers are down here at the left and the bigger numbers are down here at the right. Let's do the last couple. 675 is greater than some number. So let's draw our number line. Now we have the bigger number in this situation because 675 is greater than, remember the mouth is eating the bigger number. So I'm going to put it down here at this end, which means we need to count backwards by 1 or take away 1 to find a smaller number. So 675 minus 1, what would that be? 670, any ideas? 674. Yeah. So 674 could be our number. We could also keep going backwards as far as we wanted to, all the way down to 0. And we can read it this way. 675 is greater than 674. Last one, 684 equals some number. What number would equal 684? 684, right? Has to be the same number. Awesome. Let's go watch one more quick video.
Number lines, like this one, are very helpful because they help you figure out if a number is greater than another number or less than another number. Let's compare these two numbers, 523 and 526. Let's put some numbers on the number line. Look at the number line. See that 523 is to the left of 526? This tells us that 523 is less than 526. Now let's compare 526 to 527. What do you notice? 527 is to the right of 526. This means that 527 is greater than 526. Number lines. They're great for figuring out how two numbers are related to each other. Feel free to use one whenever you need to compare.
Okay, let's get some more practice in that workbook. Let's turn that page. Let's do number 7 together. So we're doing the same thing. We are writing a number that makes each comparison correct. Now, here's what number 7 says. 421 is greater than some number. So we just have to think of a number that is smaller than 421. Well, I could draw a number line and I could take away 1. I can also do it without drawing a number line. You can do it either way. So let's think, if I'm at 421 and I take one step back, if I take away 1, what number would I be at? 420. So we can read this, 421 is greater than 420, and that makes our comparison true. How about you do number 8? It says some number is less than 884. See if you can come up with a number. Draw a number line if you need to. Come back to me when you think you have one. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna draw a quick number line for this one. 884 is the bigger number, so I'm gonna put it on this end of my number line. And I like to make my work easy as possible. I would like to work smarter, not harder. So I am going to take one step back. And I know that 4 minus 1 is 3. So that means 884 minus 1 is 883. And guess what? That number is smaller than 884. So I can write it down. That makes my comparison true. I could say 883 is less than 884. Let's do number 10. Some number is less than 619. I could draw a number line, or I can think about it in my head. 19 minus 1 would be 18. So 619 minus 1 would be 618. That number is smaller than 619. So it makes my comparison true. 618 is less than 619. You do number 11, come back to me when you think you got it. Okay, 103 equals some number. Has to be 103. Right? Whenever there's an equal sign, both numbers on either side of the equal sign have to be the same number. So that makes it nice and easy. How about number 13? 394 is less than some other number. Well, let's think. 394 plus, let's say 2. Well, 4 plus 2 is 6. So 394 plus 2 would be 396. That number is greater than 394, so it makes my comparison true. Look at number 14. It says some number is less than 417. See what number you can come up with and then come back to me when you have one. Okay, so I'm going to draw a quick number line here. My bigger number is 417, so I'm going to put it down at this end. For this one, I'm going to get real crazy, friends. I am going to count back 3 jumps. So 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be the number I pick. So I'm going to count back here. 417 minus 1, 416, minus 1, 415, minus 1, 414. That's going to be the number I'm going to pick for my comparison. So 414. And remember, you guys, your numbers don't need to be the same as mine. They just need to be below the number if it has to be smaller, and they have to be above the number if it has to be bigger. Okay, so you can pick any number as long as it falls on the right side of the number. So my equation, my comparison now says 414 is less than 417. Let's go down and do number 16 together. Okay, for number 16, we're going to be putting in the greater than, less than, or equal to symbol to make the comparison true. So we have the numbers 107 and 106. This is a great problem to get out a number line for. And we can think, if we have 107 or 106, it doesn't matter which one we pick. I'm just going to put 106. We have to think, where would 107 go? Would it be after 106 or would it come before 106? If we're counting 5, 6, 7, it has to come after, right? So that means we would put 107 after 106 on our number line. And any number that is to the right of another one is bigger. So that means 107 is the bigger number. 107 is greater than 106. I want you to try number 17. You have the numbers 630 and 629. See if you can figure out which one is bigger. Okay, let's see. So I'm just going to look at this one kind of in my head. You could draw a number line. That is completely fine. That is a great tool to use. But I can also look at my ones. So if I have a 30 and a 29, well, 30 is bigger than 29, right? Kind of like what we learned last week when we can look at the place value to determine what number is bigger. We have a 6 in the hundreds, but then in my tens, I have a 3 and a 2. Well, 3 is bigger than 2, so that means 630 is the bigger number. Okay. You could also draw it on a number line, and 630 would have to come after 629. Let's turn the page and do 2 more quick problems. Okay, let's look at number 20. It says Kim is thinking of a number. It is greater than 447. It is less than 635. Here's how we're going to set this up. We know that the number has to be bigger than 447. So I'm going to say 447. And our number is going to go after it because it has to be greater than 447, which means this symbol would go this way facing our number that we have to pick. But it also has to be less than 635. So then I'm going to put 635 after our number because it has to be bigger than our number. And that means this symbol, comparing those two, would have to face 635. So now we have to think of a number that goes between 447 and 635. Now guess what, you guys? There's tons of numbers that we could pick. We can also pick numbers that are really easy to find. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think of it this way. I have 400s over here and I have 600s over here. So I could pick any number in the 500s and it would have to be in between them, okay? Or I could go 447 plus 1 is 448, and that could be my number. Or I could do 635 minus 1, and that could be my number. Any one of those numbers would be totally fine. So we can pick any of them. I'm going to think, what is 447 plus 1? Well, 7 plus 1 is 8. So 447 plus 1 would be 448. That's the number I'll pick for this one. And we know that that is definitely smaller than 635. So it makes our comparison true. That's a number that would work in this spot. You're going to do the same thing for number 21. Here's what it says. Donna's thinking of a number. It is less than 982. It is greater than 950. What could the number be? Try it out, see if you can figure out what number it could be, and come back to me when you got one. Okay, let's see. It has to be less than 982. So 982 is going to be my bigger number, which means it's bigger. And then my number has to be less than it. But my number also has to be bigger than 950. So 950 comes before my number. And my number is bigger than 950. So let's think. What is 950 plus 10? Well, that'd be 960. And 960 is still smaller than 982. So 960 would definitely work as one of our numbers. Now remember, your number could be anything between 950 and 982. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it fits in between those two numbers. Great job. Let's look at your homework. Okay, so for your homework, you're going to go back into the workbook and you're going to do problems 9, 12, 15, 18, and 23 to get some more practice. And then go ahead and do your quick check when you're all ready. And after that, spend some time on MathFacts Pro, or if you're in my class, today would be a great iReady day. And I will see you guys again back here tomorrow. Bye, friends.